Greetings and welcome to the Body Temple Institute's Life and Liberation series. My objective with this series is to be able to enlighten us or even further our growth and development by understanding what creates disease and disorder in our bodies. My main goal and objective is to help us to understand this for the sake of African self-preservation. We are losing the battle because we are not thinking about what we put and what we consume in our mouths, what we consume into our bodies. This is the valuable thing that we're battling for ourselves. And self-sovereignty is the key, in order to be sovereign, you must be self-sufficient. That means you must be sufficient in your ability to take care of yourself, to guard yourself, guide yourself, define yourself, and protect yourself. That is vitally important. If you are defined and fed, and you have to take yourself to someone else to heal you, educate you, and to save your money, then you are in that category of slavery, because in essence they charge you a fee for those things. What we have to do is begin to press ourselves to take a look at that fee and determine if we are willing to continue to participate in that system again anymore. And yes, I'm talking about that fee in relation to money, but I'm also talking about that fee in relation to time, energy, and your own health. You pay for it with your mental health. You pay for it with your physical health. And these things we have to understand how much we're taking up out of ourselves in order to be in this system. I wanted to share with you my presentation, and so I will begin here. What creates disease and disorder in the body? You are what you eat has never been further from the truth. And we have to really take a look at what we're consuming and why. My name is Mama Mawusi Ashakir, and I am a traditional holistic healer, master herbalist, and childbirth professional, a founder and guardian director of the Body Temple Institute and the Mothership, two health guardian institutions that work to better the health of our family communities. This video series is what is put forward by the Body Temple Institute, and we are an organization of health revolutionaries. We are seeking to create a total and complete change in our lives in order to defy the process of genocide that has been enacted against us as African people. As a healer, I have a mission and position to inform our people of culturally relevant health information and maintain our own health and support the process of healing in our greater communities. You can find the Body Temple Institute on thebodytemple.ning.com. Also, you can find the Body Temple on the Body Temple Institute.com, www.thebodytempleinstitute.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram. You are what you eat. I need you to be very clear that you are what you eat. And understanding what that means. Understand what the food you eat make in your body. What does it cause in your body? What does it create in your body? What are you creating? And is that what your intention is? When we're eating, we're putting food in our mouth because we want it to taste good. We want it to look good. We want it to make us feel good. But we're not thinking about how are my cells consuming this properly? Are my cells liking this? That is very important. That is very, very important. We can't overlook it. Our gut is where we process food and assimilate nutrients. To assimilate nutrients means that our gut extracts vitamins, minerals, and other vital substances from our food and carry it to the other organs. It carries it to the other organs, tissues, and systems in our bodies to be used as fuel to keep our body going and to boost our immune systems. So the food that we eat feeds our whole body and brain. If you eat cheap food with no nutrients, you make your system weak. Bones, immune system, and organs become weak and and susceptible to disease and disorder. This will make you have this is where we begin to talk about how malnutrition affects us. Malnutrition is a very serious disorder that we actually all are suffering from here eating the standard American diet. Malnutrition is a situation in which the organs of our body are so starved for the nutrients that they individually need. Thus, the heart needs amino acids, and our liver needs fat. Our bloodstream needs to be able to move freely, so it needs certain stimulants and certain coagulators, as well as certain things that can help to make the blood more fluid and move more freely. We also need to be conscious of what our kidneys need to pH balance our body. We need to also be conscious of what it is that our lungs do not need in order to keep a clear pathway for breathing and respiration. Our brain is also important. We are feeding those organs. We're not just eating for the taste of it all. This is only 1% of where that food goes. We have a whole world, a whole multiverse here of what is going on in our bodies that need to be nourished. When we're eating foods like the following that I'm going to talk about, we are certainly serving ourselves up weapons on our plates. The first weapon that is up to discuss is hydrogenated oils. These hydrogenated oils they are killers, literally. Oils are bad. They go bad, and once assimilated into the bloodstream, cause problems with circulation and high cholesterol, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, ADHD, foggy brain, and pimples. Hydrogenated oils are preservatives. The oil are used as preservatives, and the oil has been processed to the point in which the enzymatic activity in the oil has been neutralized. Thus, this is why the reason why you get cold pressed olive oil, because you don't want the oil that has been so heated that it doesn't have a flavor and it doesn't have a smell. You should literally be able to smell olives, and it should smell fresh. It should not smell like old oil. You should also, and that smell in it and that taste in it lets us know that there are enzymes in it to help it to break down. A lot of times we are having issues with our gallbladder because we're not able to put out enough bile from it. It is clogged or congested. We have maybe gallstones. Has a lot to do with the fact that we've clogged it up with hydrogenated oil. And the hydrogenation process is one in which oil is heated to such temperatures in which it is neutralized. Remember that when oil has been heated to this point, the oil is only one molecule away from plastic, and plastic does not break down. You are an organism, not a mechanism. Making sure that you remember this is vitally important. We constantly tend to overlook this fact. We overlook the fact that being an organism means that we do not, normally you wouldn't eat the plastic cup that your drink comes in or your plastic bottle. You wouldn't eat that. Common sense will tell you no. But we constantly um, use our cognitive dissonance when it comes to cheese that is not natural, that is not normal. When it comes to cheese that melts and it looks like plastic as it melts away. But instead of thinking that it is a plastic, we think about it as a, well, that's just how that's that wonderful taste of that cheese. That's that cheese taste. No, but that's that we forgot that that's the same way that plastic looks as it pulls away from the heat source. We must remember, and this is a saying directly from Mama Mawusi, that we are an organism, not a mechanism. Do not indulge in artificial foods because then you'll have Frankenstein disorders. It makes you have to go to Dr. Frankenstein to fix you. You see? So we have to make sure that those anomalies don't occur. In order to be self-sufficient, we have to be able to discern self and what should go into self better. Things that are not self are things that are not organic. Things that are self are things that are organic. Organic does not, this commercial label that has been put on our groceries. Organic is things that naturally break down in the earth, and it naturally also breaks down in the body. I hope that you all continue to watch this video because it's very serious things more to come. As we move forward, I want you all to be very conscious of where hydrogenated foods are found. Hydrogenated foods are found in the margarines that we get, also in the vegetable oils on the shelf. And the remember I remember back in the day where my grandma used to get Crisco and fry our foods in Crisco, and that's a part of that heating process. Become conscious of which oils can be heated to certain temperatures. Spectrum oils give you a great clue. If you get a chance, look at the brand of Spectrum, because what it does is it says on the side of it, it'll say this can be heated to this temperature, or this can be heated to this low temperature. Coconut oil is one of those oils that can be heated to a higher temperature than olive oil. And that's something that you need to see. Also, flower oils like sunflower oil cannot really do really well in frying. Peanut oil can do better, but the industrial peanut oil that they sell us on the shelves, be very cautious of the oils that you purchase. Also, we'll find hydrogenated oils in the flaming hot Cheetos that our children go so crazy over. Stop them from eating that because it's a triple whammy. Not only is it hydrogenated oils, but it's high fructose corn syrup and it's artificial colors as well. Also, genetically modified corn also. Then the goldfish that we purchase, genetically modified corn again, and also artificial color and cheese. Don't do it. The Kraft cheeses, I'm not trying to call out no names and I'm not trying to slander, but I am saying for my family community, do not eat that. It is not good for us. It is plastic. The process of frying foods, that oil becomes a plastic. Remember when grandma used to leave it on the back of the stove, and we fry again in that same oil, and the fried oil sinks deeply into the food that we consume, and then it sinks deeply into our arteries and clogging them up, causing cholesterol, the bad cholesterol you don't need. You understand what's going on here? Packaged crackers and cookies, microwave popcorn and beef jerky. Hydrogenated oils are what is called trans fats and can make foods taste good. It can make foods last longer on grocery store shelves. It's also hazardous for our hearts. Become very conscious of that. And do not accept any don't accept any slackness in relation to that, because it's killing us. Thank you for your patience. This is a very interesting way for me to show slides, but you all are hanging with me. Uh, we are looking at natural oils, which have enzymatic activity occurring in them, which is what causes them and all foods to rot at room temperature. That's natural. Any food that does not rot at room temperature is considered a dead food and should not be consumed. Use clearly specified nut and bean or seed oils. Like avocado, there's a fruit, so fruit seed oils, grapefruit seed oils, and things like that. Use those. They are more. They are processed more cleanly, and make it clear what is it. Not don't just tell me vegetable oil. What type of vegetable? What am I consuming? When you're purchasing it, it should have a name. That oil should have a name. And you should clearly be able to envision the fruit or the nut or the seed that it came from. I also want you to be clear. Smells. So one of the things that I have found was that I found a sunflower seed oil at Walmart, place we hate to shop at. Found a sunflower seed oil that as soon as you open it, it smells like sunflower seeds. This is what we're missing. This is what we're missing. That's one of the olfactory uh, senses that when we smell our foods, we taste our foods, we need to smell that they work. That also gets the enzymatic activity working in our bodies. Artificial colors. Artificial colors. A team of researchers found that adding food colors to children's diets increases hyperactivity rates in all young children, not just those who are allergic to food colorings or those who have attention deficit hyperactivity disorders. Many parents have reported that their children's behavior has improved drastically by removing artificial colors, flavors, and sugars from their diets. And there is a study that suggests that blue number one can cause kidney tumors. Unfortunately, blue number one and red number 40 are colors that the FDA still allows in the American food supply. We must be conscious of the food that we consume, of the weapons that we are consuming. They are deadly. Also, I have another list of more foods that are deadly killers. And here's the list. I have blue number 2 causes statistically significant incidence of tumors, particularly brain tumors. Also, citrus red number 2 is toxic to rodents, and modest levels can cause tumors of the urinary bladder and possibly other organs. Red number 3 was recognized in 1990 by the FDA as a thyroid carcinogen in animals and is banned in cosmetics externally and externally applied drugs. For red number 40, this is the most widely used and consumed food dye. It may accelerate the appearance of immune system tumors in mice. Thus, that means those endocrine system, those immune system glands of our lymph nodes. Those glands may have tumors on them, and this is that red number 40. Hypersensitivity causes hypersensitivity reactions in some consumers and may trigger hyperactivity in children. This means that it affects our nerves. Yellow number 6 can cause adrenal tumors in animals and occasionally causes severe hypersensitive reactions in us. So this is a very serious. These colorings are so serious and deadly. Now I'm going to show you this picture because I'm not joking. This is what these mouth sores are. Just a sample of what can be caused by our consumption of these different foods, these different colorings in our foods. When we're talking about our diet, that's the thing here, is we are engaged in a consistent pattern of consumption that is deadly for us. And we have to pay, when we're talking about being conscious, this is what we need to be consciously aware of, is what is our pattern of eating? And how much do we eat and when do we eat what we're eating? How much we eat is important because if we're consuming more than our body needs, then we will begin to weigh more than our body is able to carry. And when we eat matters because when you eat certain things, food combining is important. If you combine certain foods, thus, if you eat a sandwich and then try to eat an apple after you eat that sandwich, you will be creating gas in your body. And this was a problem because it will also then create a toxic buildup in your body because of the chemical makeup of the difference between starch in the bread and the fruit and fructose in the fruit. Thus, fruit digests about 4 hours faster than bread. Bread may take 6 hours to digest, fruit may only take 2. If the fruit is behind the bread and the fruit digests faster, it's going to cause fermentation in your gut, and the fermentation causes gas. So that's important to understand. Artificial flavoring is also my next nemesis. Now, artificial flavoring is found in our foods, and we really are addicted to that flavor. We think that we're just getting a drink and we think that we're getting hydrated, but actually we're not getting hydrated and we're addicted to the flavor. The chemicals that are in that fluid drink, so to speak, or in that food is actually being stuffed into your fat cells. And so the hydration you thought you would have gotten is minimalized because the body has been sent in a state of confusion, just trying to determine and discern what it is you've just consumed. Artificial flavoring is a specific and often complex mixture of chemical flavors, compounds combined either to imitate or cover up a flavor that this chemical naturally has. These artificial flavorings are known to cause many problems, including nervous system depression, dizziness, chest pain, headaches, fatigue, allergies, brain damage, seizures, nausea. Some of the popular flavorings can also cause genetic defects, tumors, bladder cancer, and many other types of cancers. It is not safe. It is certainly not safe to consume these non-foods. Preservatives. Understanding how preservatives operate. Preservatives are a type of food additive added to food to prolong shelf life and to keep the products from being broken down by microorganisms. Mold, bacteria, yeast that can cause food spoilage, but also their natural enzymes. So preservatives are added to food to stop microorganisms, but some of those microorganisms are natural microorganisms that are there so that they can go into your gut and help to break down the food that you have just consumed. They're needed. If it is, if those enzymes stay in that food and they stay in a state of in that state too long, you'll notice that your bread will go moldy, or your orange will become moldy. Really, what that is that those natural enzymes have are beginning to eat upon themselves, and then they begin to turn into a fungus. In fact, the faster the food spoils, the healthier it is because when it breaks down in the body, it helps the body to get the nutrients that it needs. If it doesn't break down, it is considered a dead food. You are what you eat. It is a good thing to preserve food from spoiling, but not by using chemicals that could cause damaging results, like asthma or allergic reactions associated with chemicals such as sulfites and nitrates. And these nitrates that prevent discoloration in meats are considered one of the worst food additives. Also, symptoms such as nausea, diarrhea, which could also be a part of an allergic reaction. High fructose corn syrup is also a deadly demon. We don't realize that when we go to the store and we're picking up this box of cookies or this bag of chips or this box of fish sticks or this milk, that it has high fructose corn syrup in it. We don't really read ingredients and package labels anymore. But in recent history, we've gone from 20 teaspoons of sugar per person per year to now 150 pounds of sugar per person per year. That's half a pound a day for every man, woman, and child in America. Let's count it off. You got sugar in your cereal, sugar in your milk. Let's have oatmeal, sugar in your oatmeal. You have sugar in your orange juice. You go to lunch, you have sugar in your bread that you have on your sandwich. You have maybe sugar in your Coke or your soda that you're consuming. For dinner, you have sugar in the drink that you may be consuming, and you may have sugar in the bread that you may be consuming. You may also have sugar in the form of dessert. Don't mention the snacks that you've had midday or in the day. Caramel popcorn. Thinking about some other sweet snacks that you may have. We are eating too much sugar, and that's in one day. Imagine if you're eating three times, you're eating this multiple times a week. You're eating 3 meals a day for 7 days a week. So you're getting 21 meals with that much sugar. This is deep. The average 20 ounce of soda contains 15 teaspoons of sugar. Our ancestors may have had 20 teaspoons of sugar per person per year. We're having 15 teaspoons of sugar in one 20 ounce soda. All of it high fructose corn syrup. All of it in the form of high fructose corn syrup. And when you eat sugar in these doses, it becomes a toxin. Wonder why we have diabetes in such high rates? High fructose corn syrup has crept into more of our foods over the last few decades, and it's cheaper and sweeter than sugar, but it is not natural. And it is much more quickly absorbed by the body, but it is not natural. Eating too much high fructose corn syrup can lead to insulin resistance, obesity, type 2 diabetes, and high blood pressure because it is say not natural. Say not natural. Not natural. It is not natural. I want to thank you all for sharing your time with me and allowing me to share with you an important lesson and build with me. I ask that you have any questions, comments, or thoughts, or even research on the matters that I spoke on. Please put them in the comment section, and please do not hesitate to contact us at the Body Temple Institute. We can be found on Facebook, now Instagram, also the Body Temple .ning and the body.com, and the Body Temple Institute.com. Do not hesitate to reach out to us on any of those platforms because we are always available. Life and liberation to you, and thank you again for joining us in this health revolution.